What is the female equivalent of blue balls? Black Betty had clam bambalum. The damn thing got jammed bambalum. I was going to suggest blue clam, but this is infinitely better. That honestly sounds like the female equivalent of a cock block instead. As someone who is ovulating at this moment, this Ita inbox is closed. Don't even try to. I'm curious, what are people even saying when they hit somebody up randomly on Reddit out of sheer horniness? I used to have a burner account on some kink pages, so this kind of thing wouldn't hit my main. And let's just say the lack of grammar made me dry up faster than the Sahara, more than the message content. Hey girl, you get vag and I help you add the ha ha ja ha ha ja moo. It was a toss-up between that and Show Bob's Horloke unless. I have some bad pickup lines, but who could possibly think that would ever work? Are you a cardboard box? Because I want to spend all day inside you. You gotta do it with the bad spelling, A-B-R-U, a beaver, cause damn, dude, poor choice. Beavers are well known to stop the flow of moisture, though they do chew wood. My favorite, if I told you you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? The cackle that escaped me was inhuman. Like I know the bar is in hell, but them some easy points towards my own self-esteem. My condolences for your situation. I have near zero self-esteem, post-recent breakup, and this thread has been weirdly helpful. Oh, don't you worry, someone out there will turn you into a sprinkler system and be thrilled to dance on your lawn. Just wasn't the last person, and that's okay. I would make a comment that I can spray like a fire hose, but that might break the thread. TBH, I forget Reddit even has a private message function. I don't talk to no one on this app. When people aren't total creeps, it's not a bad way to meet some people. I met a couple dudes on Reddit that were going solo to the same music festival I was attending. We've been going to shows together once or twice a year since then. It's nice. Haha. TBF, those festival subs are usually filled with some pretty great people. After the festivals are over, you see people posting keys/wallets, other valuable or important things, and trying to find the owners and ship it back to them. Note to self, use proper grammar when addressing Fickle Charge 882 to keep her moist. It happens. I've received XXX messages from women and men on here when I've shown my face on posts. Ultimately ended up having to delete my post to stop it. I had one woman who messaged me offering to drive to Los Angeles from Utah to fuck me. So there's some people out there absolutely thirsting for action. I've received a cornucopia of dick pics over the years. I just don't respond to DMs anymore. I live in Los Angeles, and I wouldn't offer to drive to Los Angeles. I'm a bloke, and I posted a pic on a Rate Me subreddit and ended up getting 7 messages from strangers hitting on me in my DMs. Only one was a woman, though. Haha. What actually surprised me was that everyone was pretty respectful about it. It was mainly people sending pics of their faces and asking for more photos, or asking if I wanted to meet up. Another time I was commenting on something and the convo got onto me selling feet pics as a joke, and I said my big toe is all messed up and my feet look like a werewolf's. Noon wants to see them. And some random guy messaged me asking to see them. I told him not a chance, and he was absolutely fine with it and said if I change my mind then let him know, and left it at that. I think it's creepy to ask for feet pics from strangers, full stop, but I wouldn't call that guy a creep just because he respected that I said no and didn't push at all. Same with the people who messaged me after posting on Rate Me. I'm sure the experience is wildly different for women who get random DMs, though. I'm just telling you what it was like from my perspective. Unfortunately, I am unable to see any comments to respectfully call you hot. Met my wife on Reddit, somewhat horniness related. We both liked different sports teams they played. Her team lost narrowly, and I messaged her to say it was a good game and all that cheesy sort of stuff. We vibed and found that we were into the same hobbies. I went to visit her a few states over for like 10 days and we had a great time. Ended up deciding to go to the same major state college as non-traditional students, and the rest is history. We've been together 13 years, married for 10, 2 great kids, big house, dog, great jobs, though the fence is not picket and is falling over currently, so I guess I gotta work on that. Then again, Reddit of 13 plus years ago when you met your wife and Reddit of today are very different places. On the upside, you now have a wide selection of wieners for the 4th of July. Careful, if you bring all the boys to your yard, it might turn into a milkshake. How's that void in your inbox? This thread has me rolling. I just got a shirt. I'm only here for the wieners. It's my summer shirt. Do you remember that seminary student who used to mow my lawn? The one I tried to set you up with. The 20-year-old. The one I could have babysat for in high school. Right. Well, the point is, he told me something. He said that faith is like a glass of water. When you're young, the glass is little, so it's easy to fill. As you get older, the glass gets bigger. The same amount of liquid doesn't fill it anymore. But periodically, the glass needs to be refilled. You're suggesting I need to get filled. In more ways than one. You need to get laid, Bethany Sloan. You need a man, if only for 10 minutes. It's been my experience that the average male is never a man, not even for 10 minutes, in his entire lifespan. From Dogma, it's okay, I'm a terrifying barn find. Sure, maybe there is a hidden gem in there, but probably just a pile of rust that's impossible to fix. What a coincidence, my GF is ovulating tomorrow. And no, she doesn't use Reddit. Bunch of horn dogs, lol. Thinking in Chris Tager's voice, your inbox is literally filled with penises. Does ovulation make women in general more horny? That was the time I always steered clear from my ex-wife, because even her boobs were too sore to touch too, so wasn't allowed near her during that time. These comments are making me question my whole understanding of it. So, this'll make my inbox blow up. I am feral 99% of the time, probably an 8-10. Couple of days before my cycle, I dip pretty bad to a 2 or 3. Ovulation makes me go to a 90-10. I am feral 99% of the time, probably an 8/10. I don't understand these numbers. 99% of the time she is at 8 out of 10 horny units. I will not be taking any questions. Please direct any further questions, concerns to the woman in question. Thank you. Hahaha, this. I try to get some, my GF brushes it off, I let it go and play video games or something. If she wants it, increasingly flirty up to literal grinding. If I flat out say, hey, remember last Wednesday when you weren't in the mood and I was polite about it? I'm not in the mood right now. Holy fuck. Look out. It took my now wife a little while to come around to the idea that guys can also not be in the mood. Every time she drinks, brother, which is at least once a week. Not only when she drinks, but especially when she drinks, lol. When my wife drinks, she makes very dirty promises and then goes to sleep. If it's imminent, like ETA 23 min, take your pants off and shove a celery stalk up your ass, then yeah, it's going down. But if it's like a Tuesday at 6:43 p.m. after 2 White Claws and she's saying she can't wait to suck me off on Friday, I'm mature enough to know it ain't happening. That's kind, sweetie, but we both could be dead by then, or at least bloated and tired from the work week. I'm sorry, but shove a celery stalk up my ass just made me cackle like a middle school boy. Oh man, I have a sore memory about this. We've been at a house party a couple hours. People are talking loudly. She leans over and whispers, "When we get home, I'm going to do dirty things to you." She's never said that before. All right, let's get out of here, I say jokingly, but if she stood up, I was coming with. We eventually get home and she's hungry. I toss a pan of nuggets into the oven. Those take 20 minutes, so she goes into the fridge and eats an entire container of raspberries. Then she goes to the bathroom, passes out on the floor, and Ralphs a pink mess onto the tile. I discover this 10 seconds before the oven beeps. By the time she's in the recovery position in bed with a standby bucket and the floor's clean, the nuggets are cold. Whatever the hell she had planned for us, I'll never know. Yep, she did dirty things all right. Def would make the old sausage soft. Ditto. She's a pretty anxious person, so it makes it hard for her to relax during the week. Especially since having a 5-year-old means we have a narrow stretch of calm time before bed. But 3 ciders or glasses of wine on a Friday night, and she'll turn off the TV and pretty much instruct me that we're going to bed. Lol, we have sex less than we used to, but the sex we have is better than ever. It's a pretty solid trade-off. Well, technically she wants sex, but she doesn't want to do any of the work. That's kind of why I'm not in the mood. My wife just learned that not all boners were from being horny. I mean, can they even find the male clit? My wife does this. I make moves, she says no. I leave to go play my PS5. She hears it turn on, waits 10 minutes, and then comes in and starts being flirty. The PS5 beep has magical properties on women. YouTube to lime, D8less 2LCUOVkin. This is exactly the clip I thought it was before even clicking on it. This is my life. It's because she won't just say, "Can you wait 10 minutes until my show is over?" To which I'd say, "Of course." So she now knows if she doesn't get to me first, she's going to need to wait 2 hours to get any. After 11 years, we've learned to calm down quick. In my experience, women don't handle rejection as well as men because we have a lot more experience with it. I don't know that I've ever dated someone that responded well to me declining sex. A lot got insecure, a few got angry, many asked if I was having an affair. The myth that men are always horny or always in the mood for sex is so pervasive and so harmful. My dad always said it's better to be pissed off than pissed on. Your dad wasn't kinky enough. Try everything once, twice if you like it. Blue vulva syndrome or blue bean, webmd.com/sex blue vulva syndrome. Honestly, an interesting read. I also thought blue balls was just a slang term for when sex doesn't happen when sex was expected. Didn't know there was an actual bluing or that it technically can happen without a partner at all. Literally, the line after talking about the bluish hue says doctors say it's not true. Yeah, I've been blue-balled enough times. Never once has a blue hue been presented. Blue balls is when things get hot and heavy, but don't go all the way, and then your testicles hurt. A lot. Blue bean sounds like something that would go with blue waffle. Unrelated. I once heard the female version of a cock block called a taco blocko, and I still find it absolutely hilarious. I've always heard clam jam, but taco blocko is infinitely funnier. LMAO. Edge a woman to find out. Hope you're ready to fight if you don't finish. Can confirm. I like to tease my partners, but only a little bit. I've been bitten by women more than animals learning this lesson. You know what? That one's on me. I think I misunderstood what a furry is. I thought that said violent, and I was like, who did you hurt with that? I've heard it called blue walls, but many women I've been with already describe arousal as a sort of ache, or in one case, an itch that needs scratched inside with something blunt and hard. There doesn't necessarily need to be a term for prolonged ache associated with arousal if it's just kind of aching the whole time, methinks. You're trying to get me to Google blue waffles again, aren't you?